Hello and welcome to Captain's Log. I am Captain Blue Rogue. I am your host for this show. This is my co-host, Log. Log, say hello. Why don't you ever answer me, Log? Anyway, this is my live show where I don't have to bow down to the whims of Twitch and, risk cannibalizing or destroying, being censored on Twitch. YouTube seems much more, and then I don't have to migrate stuff, and basically Twitch is for gaming. I do my gaming there. YouTube, come over here, talk about yours truly, the Blue Rogue. And, oh man, I'm missing a staple.
That was easy.
Yeah. So I was doing some setup earlier, and I set up a light here because I finally, you see the bottom week goal here. This is my sixth week doing this. I finally built the political theater. It's that Amazon box. I mean, there's a little bit more to it, but that's the theater. It is actually constructed finally, but darn. In doing so, I pretty much I've got one of my light tripods here, which gives some extra light, helps reduce the grainy fuzziness effect that you see there, is due to green reflecting from the green screen onto other things. That's what really caused the fuzziness. Like, you'll see the edge of obviously it's a gold 3DS, so any green that it reflects, this light's blue, so it's gold or light brown is especially susceptible. But that's not why you're here. You're not here to talk about lighting and how it affects green screens and whatnot. You're here. Oh, by the way, I also did start on the puppets for the political theater. They are tongue depressors that we already had, and the smallest googly eyes I could find at the place. I forget which store I had. I don't think it was Walmart. I think it was another store that has a crafts aisle. Anyway, I do have. I glued eyes on 6. These are the only 2 that don't have identities yet. They will next week. Sorry, I got distracted because that's what I do in my live show. I just go off the rails constantly. And if Log could talk, Log and I would be on tangents constantly. Luckily, Log is a very, very, very gracious co-host. It is fantastic with my time. Doesn't waste my time. It doesn't judge me. So, let's big round of applause for Log, everybody. I'm the only one here. If you're not familiar with Captain's Log, the V is silent, first and foremost. Anyway, I was hanging this light, right, for the political theater, because I've got another camera. I'm gonna put it here. And while I was either waking Cupcake or whatnot, it's just my key light with bendy bits. But I have my Sonic Adventure figure on top of my 360 over here, and apparently it fell off the boom and just some of the white paint transferred over onto Sonic's head, or it scratched Sonic's head. I don't know which. I've tried gently going over it with a cloth to see if maybe I can. I don't want to. Obviously, I don't want to use anything too abrasive. I don't want to ruin Sonic's finish or the paint. I think it is the least expensive of my first four-figure collectibles, so I'm not like I'm not as upset as when Naota knocked down my Skull Kid figure. You know, within a month after I took it out of the box. Like, I got it, and I didn't have a place for it because I was in between, you know, my first apartment, and I moved back home, and then went to college and whatnot. So it stayed in the box for quite a while. I'd take it out of the box. First apartment in college after living in the dorms for a year, and the cat jumps up on top of my desk, and that knocks that down. So I have a Skull Kid that is definitely got a couple pieces epoxied back on. There's actually another one I need to epoxy back on. Part of his glove. Anyway, Captain's log is basically me, an everyday normal person, a father. I mean, my son's two, Cupcake, two. You're the audience, Cupcake. Right now, you're two. You've been two for 2 months tomorrow, ish. But obviously you were early, so if you had been full term, you would have turned two like 2 weeks ago. Not even. Yes, even. Time is an illusion. We are all just cogs in mind. Just over 2 weeks ago. Uh-huh. Anyway, so this is for Cupcake. And yeah, I just sort of talk about my life as a normal person, a normal adult, mid-30s, living in our capitalistic hellscape that is crumbling before our very eyes as more and more Americans wake up and realize that we don't live in an actual democracy anymore. It's a fun fact. So there was a, and I'll play the theme song after this. But here's your fun fact for the day. There was a poll done about you know, regarding is done through across many countries. I forget which poll it was, but it is basically, do you believe that your country is a democracy? The U.S. Americans said themselves, we don't even rank in the top 10 of countries that consider themselves a democracy. China considers itself more of a democracy than us. We're on the right track. And that's why I cannot wait to get to the political theater stuff. I don't have a script for it. Like, I'm just gonna ad lib. I'm just fed up with the world. Anyway, cue the Captain's log theme. Hi, Cupcake. So, a fun fact: there was an old. Can you go watch Mickey? Yeah, I'll see you in a little bit, kiddo. I'll see you right now, son. Um. So anyway, I forget if it was. It might be one of the games I have for Master System, or maybe it was one of the old games that my great grandparents had on a 5 1/4 floppy for the Apple that my great aunt and uncle let them, well, gave to them until it, died. We played the crap out of it. Oh, there's so many good games that I experienced with that computer. We had Jungle Hunt, we had Donkey Kong, Ghostbusters, and mind you, it wasn't even a black and white monitor. It was a black and yellow monitor. So I was playing all these games. Well, me and my siblings, we'd go over and play these games. We'd pop in the no operating system on the Apple. You pop in the game, and you do it. It was great. Memories, man. I wish I remembered all the different games we had, but yeah. A lot of Ghostbusters, Jungle Hunt, Donkey Kong. I can't remember if we had Mario Brothers or not. Me? No. Mm. It doesn't matter. I can't check. The computer died decades ago. And then my great aunt and uncle gave my great grandparents, I think it was maybe a Pentium 2. And this was in like 2004? No, 2002 ish. Uh, yeah, actually, Windows was great. Sorry, tangent. Log, why can't you keep me in line? Anyway, my great grandfather used it to surf the internet, but obviously it was a old computer, and so the first computer I ever built from scratch, from parts, is right here. Before they passed, my great grandparents moved to Florida, and yeah, this is one of the things I'm like, if you guys, and especially when they moved to a retirement home and shipped stuff back up, it's like, I would like the first computer that I built if you guys are not like gonna keep it or use it. And that's why I have it. And I actually need to pop a new power supply in it. And the other computer there is the computer I built for my mom. It's before my dad passed. I don't know what he did to it, but there's some stuff wrong with it. But at this point, I built that for my mom like 15 years ago. So like, that's no longer than 15 years ago because yeah. I won't get into that. Anyway, overview of my week. It was an okay week. We obviously had the holiday, so there's and Cake has been working a lot more this week. Got a gig, a regular gig. So she's been working a bit more. So I've been a lot more focused on the dad thing. The Gold Saucer event ended in Final Fantasy finally. I say finally, but it only lasts for it supposedly 2 weeks. Sure didn't feel like 2 weeks. It's whatever. I got everything I wanted from it. I got the costume on all my characters, and I actually in my Final Fantasy house in the basement, I had just a maze created of event items, just like wall things, um, like those collapsible walls that you can like fold out, and it had a tiger on one side. I think it was the New Year's event. It was Year of the Tiger. So I had created like sort of a maze in the basement of my house because I have a medium house, so it has 3 floors. First floor is my throne, my ice loft, and with the secret thing underneath, you gotta know how to get around to. And then the upstairs is some living quarters and whatnot. A vendor I can buy like paint, dye from, to dye gear and whatnot. But the basement with the Gold Saucer event, they had so with player housing, they do some interesting things, and one of the interesting things is like you can get a triple triad table that's a housing item. When you place it in your house, it enables your house to be a place where other people can come and just play triple triad against each other. Like, there are certain designated areas for triple triad battles. When you're triple triad player battles, they can only be done in certain areas. So like that gives your house the ability to be in an area like that. You need more Mickey? More Mickey! You got it. Okay. Cupcake, you have more Mickey. Congratulations, son. You do love your Mickey. Anyway, so they during the Make It Rain event, there are six of the mini games that are just around the Gold Saucer. I don't know how many different types of mini games there are, but you actually get them as housing items. Put them in your house and earn Gold Saucer currency just playing them in your house if you want to. Which I was like, you know what? I've got my house, and before they fixed the bug, I was able to add my most of my well, all of my alts at the time. Got a few more now. One of which is Steg Universe. He's a bard. Play instruments with him. Independent together. Independent together. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I've got all this extra Gold Saucer stuff because one of my pet projects was getting the Sabotender mount on every character that I had, and as well as seeing how long it took to get enough the gold saucer points, doing various levels of activity. And yeah, so pretty much, man, I'm just on tangents and talking and talking and talking. It's 20 minutes and I haven't even. Long story short, I bought everything. I lost my train of thought because I realized how far behind I've gotten. Did things in Final Fantasy. Lots of things to do, and I kept doing them a bit less as I've been more focused on taking care of you, son. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, we've still got 4 weeks until the Dawn Trail early access. So, well, it's the first. We have 3 weeks until servers shut down and the events stop. Pretty much. So 3 weeks to get all my Moogle tomestones that I want. And get all that fun stuff. But yeah, my week, I'm going to need to write a letter to one of my friends that I've known my whole life. We're each other's groomsmen, and with the Trump decision, he texts me. He's like, "Well, now I know who I'm voting for," and you know, I'm obviously very outspoken anti-genocide. So you know, I'm like Jill Stein, the only candidate out there who has said that she's anti-genocide and wants a ceasefire. Why not? And he's like, well, no, I knew it meant Trump. It's like, as the father of a NICU baby, and I put out a TikTok about this. That's the 6-minute TikTok, like, and is my third highest viewed TikTok too. That's the fun part. You put out a 6-minute TikTok, and it's about reality, and man, that people actually watch it. Obviously, I don't care if people watch this. It is what it is. So I need to write him a letter because I I kind of went off the rails a little bit. I was very antagonistic, very triggered. Being the father of a NICU baby, and I mean, if you go back and watch the first episode of Captain's Log, what I talked about in that episode was how upsetting it was to me that baby. I'm choking up now. That the state of Israel bombs babies in incubators, bombs preemies, just like my son was. And it's like, how we've got all three major contenders for the presidency, Biden, Trump, and RFK, all pro state of Israel vis-a-vis. Is vis-a-vis the right thing to say? Whatever. But they're pro-genocide. They're not gonna stop bombing women and children with our taxpayer dollars. Like, so if he had said, "Well, guess I'm leaving the top of the ticket blank," great, I applaud you. Like, but actively, like, telling someone you've known your whole life, like being your go-to being I'm voting for Trump because clearly the system is rigged. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, and especially after this friend, like, within the past 3 years, has said to me that he felt voting for Trump was dumb and a mistake. Like, but let's just go right back in the hole. What is wrong with people? Is the whole country? The whole country has gone mad. I'm sitting here talking to a freaking log. um. Anyway, what I'm watching, playing, doing. At some point, I will have a fancy thing that I can hit a button and I'll have it scroll across the bottom of the screen or whatnot. Or I might need to just time each segment. What I'm watching, playing, doing. I just today, and I was running out of time before I had to clock out of work because I usually watch a good chunk of anime, especially anything that is too violent to watch at home. I watch it during my breaks at work and back at the office and hanging out. Not wasn't time to clock out yet. There's nothing to do. And watch the end of Vinland Saga, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, there's 2 seasons. End of season 2, we finally. I'm gonna cry. I know I'm gonna cry. Like, Vinland Saga has subverted my expectations. So, and I said this last week. This subverted my expectations so drastically. I went in, I'm like, Vikings, cool, and it starts off with a kid, and he's like, gotta kill a bug, flying around his head. He's trying to avenge his dad, and Vikings, and then season 2 is completely different, and it's and all of the parent-child bonds that they show are just have me crying like every episode. Just the amount of tragedy and suffering and any, especially with any story that is like a father-son based. Like, my dad was crap. He could have been so much better. He wasn't. And that I don't begrudge him entirely for that. Like, he had circumstances in his life that created his own demons, just like so many of us do with our own lives. Like, things happen, they affect you, like me and my son being a NICU baby, and the genocide in Gaza. Red line for me. You support it, you're not getting my vote. Like, you're sending bombs over there? Genocide Joe, you gotta go. Trump, no. RFK, you blow. Like, get them all out. Replace all of Congress and the Senate and the Supreme Court. Let's just get all new government. Completely new. Let's burn it down and start over. Because this one sucks, and the whole country knows it. What was I just talking about? Oh, Vinland Saga. Yeah, that's father son stuff is it hits super hard for me, and it's not even the father son, the women and the babies and the needless suffering. It just the futility of war. That is the theme of so much of what people need to understand right now. Just war is futile. Just if you're funding it, stop funding it. Make people sit down. Make people talk. Stop letting people die. Bottom line. Anyway, what I'm playing this week, actually, the Fallout with my friend happened on Thursday, so I canceled stream over that, which is why I put a TikTok out. Because I hate canceling stream, and I feel like I always have to. Even after work, I like tried to fix my hair, and it still looks like crap. Yeah, I just when you go from knowing someone your whole life to losing pretty much all respect for them as a person, because like you went from saying that voting for Trump was a mistake to as soon as he's a convicted felon, he's got your vote again. Like, what? Anyway, yeah, that and the whole genocide with you baby thing. That I was in no shape to stream. I was a mess. Southern Sundays of Arcadia, I didn't stream anything. So next Thursday, Alone in the Dark and Star Online version 2, because that's what one of my watchers or followers, not just watcher, viewer, and follower. Man, he might even subscribe to one point. I don't know. He showed up when I was playing Fire Emblem. Good guy. I think he's one of my VIPs too. Definitely. But yeah, he wanted version 2. I don't know. Version 2 has more stuff or some different stuff. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it makes sense to do version 2 first. So if I go to version 1 and everything is exactly the same, I can be like, you know, just pretend I'm John Travolta and then start dancing my way through. Unlike when I played Space Channel 5, I couldn't dance at all in that game. At least not with the setup that I was streaming with. So yeah, Final Fantasy 14, obviously. I feel like there's something else I played. I don't know. Oh, I've been playing Rock Band every once in a while. I was working on the Pro Keyboard tutorial a little bit last night, just trying to get because I just jumped straight into it. I'm like, let's go. I forgot there was a instructional mode. I didn't even realize I got as far into the Pro Guitar instruction as I did. Anyway, I think I need to change the order. Well, here, let's unveil the political theater. So, this is our theater. And when I I'll just press the button so you can see what it does. When I press this button, I vanish. And if I have it set up correctly, which, remember, this light fell. So oh yeah, it's Politipop. Because the whole thing was, and they're not popsicle sticks because the uh, obviously the tiny these are the smallest googly eyes I could get. Like, this is a tongue depressor. These are the smallest googly eyes they have, and so not quite popsicle sticks, but Pop theater, a play on political theater. Anyway, so I made 6 googly eye tongue depressors. They're my political puppets because someone has to rein these people in. I labeled the back so that when I do a show, I can like remember which one they are. And initially, I was like, should I write war criminal or genocide enabler on any of these? And I'm like, no, because it it fits for multiple ones. So first off, let's meet Netanyahu. Ah! And next up we have RFK Jr. looking horrible because none of the silver Sharpie is showing up on there. Also, they don't really show up that they're googly eyes too well. But I am holding it like right up to the ring light, so maybe when I put it here, it'll show up a little bit better. Our commander in a sleep chief, Joe Genocide Biden, and you know, it's if it wasn't, you know, if I didn't like tell you who they were ahead of time, like, would you honestly know? Like, it was so hard to differentiate these. Like, I had to be like, okay, well, RFK, where's the blue tie but a black suit, and he's confused as to why he's there, so he gets the O face, and Netanyahu's angry, and he rules the state of Israel, but isn't actually a religious leader. Remember, the state of Israel is the problem, not the religion. Like, and I say that because then I can't be labeled an anti-Semite because I'm not. It is clearly the state of Israel perpetuating the genocide that's happening before our very eyes against the people of Palestine and Gaza. And it's only a matter of time until the West Bank too. So he's got a tiny. His tie is actually the Star of David. Not to like be, and I'm just being transparent. Like, I'm like, how do I make these things look different? Because they're all white dudes with gray hair. Like, they're all white dudes with gray hair. I had to like try to color coordinate and stuff and give different faces. This, and then the one you all have been waiting for, the only one that is very clear. Yeah. So and if you notice, I have the extra long tie. Fun fact: we don't actually have a red Sharpie, so I had to use a red pen. Anyway, I don't know what this is going to be, and I really Yeah, I don't have a script or anything. I'm just gonna do a lot. It would help if I pressed the wrong button. That's the Politipop Theater trumpet, I guess. Aha! My name is Joe Biden, and I like funding genocide. And here's my good friend. I don't know why I made Joe Biden. And here's my good friend, Bibi Netanyahu. Ah, death to Palestine! But if I'm talking in English, remember, it's for you to hear. I'll say all the actual things that my constituents want to hear. I'll just say them in Hebrew because no one, surely no one, would think to use Google Translate. Baby, I don't think that's a good idea. I might have to draw a red line. No! No red lines! Only submission! But we fund you. We could cut funding. No! All the funding! Well, what about the guys who are running against me? What do they have to say? I'll fund a genocide. I will also fund a genocide. And it will be a beautiful genocide. You have never seen a genocide quite like this. And I'm the greatest. And it's a perfect genocide. And if there were a more perfect genocide, it would be on the phone. Perfect. Phone call. We're a pro-genocide political figures, yeah. Worldwide hated, 'cause we suck. This has been Politipop Theater. Not bad for a first try. I ad-libbed that entire thing. Oh. It ain't been. It's all because genocide, Joe. I won't sport the Zimmys no more. Yeah, cupcake. Cupcake, why did you think that was an actual trumpet? Can you go watch Mickey? That
was easy.
Actually, I know exactly how to get Cupcake to go watch Mickey. Hey. I'm gonna put more Mickey on. There's the easy button. Mickey ended again because 48 minutes. Cupcake, thank you so much for sticking with me so long. But seriously, and once again, a reminder, I'm doing this because my dad's family has a history of having heart attacks in their mid late 50s. I got my grandfather. One of my uncles caught it as it was happening to him, and he made it. Not that I care, since most of my dad's family's dead to me. Let's just be honest. They did some pretty terrible things. I don't remember if I've talked to them about that here or not, but yeah. Um, but I did get my dad right before we found out that you were coming, Cupcake. So this is obvious. I'm doing this so my kids have something, and yeah, I might just be rambling to anyone else watching. It might not be relevant, but I want, if anything, if my kids can get some entertainment looking back at how crappy the world was and be like, my dad isn't with us, but he left a funny show with popsicle sticks or tongue depressors explaining how he felt about people ruining the world. Like, then I've given him more than my dad gave me. In the long run. At least that he can hang on to in the long run. I mean, every parent gives their children things for the long run. That's knowledge, it's experience, it's etc. That's why I love it. Okay, so the performance that I'm doing today is Calm Before the Storm by my favorite band, which you've probably never heard of. It's a Swedish heavy metal band called Dragonland. This is their fifth album. Belly Every Plains, Holy War, Starfall, Astronomy. Why can't I not think of the fifth album? This is the sixth. But yeah, a lot of high half their albums are high fantasy, half of their albums are sort of sci-fi. So Under the Great Banner, that was number 5. So like the first two and Under the Great Banner create like a fantasy trilogy, and then Starfall, Astronomy, and Power of the Night Star create like a sci-fi trilogy, and I really love them because the lyrics are great, the guitar is great, the vocals are great, and it I would compare them to stuff like Nightwish or Sonata Arctica. I I much prefer Dragonland though. It's so much more like story driven, and yeah, you really feel like you could be there on the battlefield. Um I found this band while I was in high school, looking at Advent Children, the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children AMVs on YouTube. That's how I came across Dragonland. Is a song called "Forever Walking Alone," and I'm sure on one of my hard drives I still have. I downloaded the video that the AMV video that had been created. At least I think I did. Anyway, I love them for so many reasons. The instrumentals are chef's kiss, double chef's kiss. The vocals, tenor. The notes they can hit. If I am properly warmed up and have been, singing regularly, like I can hit pretty much all those notes. I obviously couldn't do, like a full concert set like that, but so I love them, and this is actually I had told Cake about this, and I didn't think she was actually going to be able to get it. It was actually a huge surprise that it was, but this is actually the purple limited edition vinyl. Um, and she got it from a different website than I had linked to her. So, oh my gosh. A light in the dark. It was the year 3542 AIT when we awoke from several centuries of dreamless sleep. The remnants of our race left a prostrated, decrepit world behind. Brother had turned against brother in a ferocious contest over its dwindling resources. As our peaceful lineage experienced its single martial conflict, we now stood united, gazing out over a wondrous celestial body blessed with magnificent fields and lofty peaks, teeming with incalculable, intriguing life forms. We knew not if creatures of intelligence had previously happened upon this spectacular sphere and graced it with a name. We knew it only as home. That's so good. So very, 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 very good. Wow, that was why I love it. Goals for the week. So, guess what, guys? And I brought this way toward the log. Log has the goals. The goals spring up from log. The sound foam is actually right back there. I got it out of the attic. Because when I put the lights up, I took all the foam I had up down. And now that I have all those lights up, I'm going to start getting some foam back up to help with any echo that might be happening. I don't think the echo's too bad. When I've gone back and listened to stuff, it doesn't sound terrible. But obviously, if I'm doing more instrumental stuff or any sort of louder singing, like I know if I were to get my cello out, I would have to pretty much just mute my mic and I have a pickup on my cello, so I'd have to plug my cello directly into the computer and do it that way for you guys. So the political theater is built. It's done. Exercise. I did not. So we're gonna change this to mount sound foam. And I'm just gonna leave those goals there. I am very happy with getting at least one of those done. The other big thing I've been trying to do is you can't tell because I made everything look relatively normal. I've pretty much had this room blocked off from Cupcake and the cats for several days now. Maddie was peeing on the carpet, and especially bad at one spot over there. So I've cleaned carpet multiple times in the spot that you can actually see it still sort of smells like urine, and like I've used several different types of carpet cleaner on it. I've used capture carpet cleaner on it. I've given it several treatments with vinegar. and I even sprayed some watered down bleach on it to try to at least help with the stain. And it's yeah, so I didn't really exercise this week at all. Like, not even yard work wise. I did mow the grass. That was over the weekend. But it was after the last show, so counts. I'm counting that as at least one day of exercise because I definitely hold that lawnmower all over the place. Um. Anyway, those are the week goals. I'm going to get one of those done this week, definitely. And this is on top of doctor's appointments. I met with the plastic surgeon about my nose because after my mugging 4 years ago, I kind of even after my nose was reset, I still had trouble breathing through it. So I'm finally getting that addressed. Hopefully, I've got a victim's compensation case open. Deviated septum, and definitely it's because it's only been broken one way. Like it's slightly curved, and when I'm supposed to wear glasses, so I haven't been because they don't sit right on my face, and yeah, that's hopefully gonna get it fixed. And I can't afford, you know, to really pay for much. So hopefully victims compensation comes through for me. So I'd like to be able to breathe and wear glasses again, like I did before I was assaulted. Remember, and here's the thing: if anyone watches this show, like I am both average. I'm both an average American and an extremely not average American. Um, which I know you could say about everyone, but I've navigated food stamps. I've navigated workman's comp. I've navigated victims compensation. Like I've changed my name. Like I've done all these things um that a lot of people don't know. The people who run the show, they largely know nothing about. So, if no, I, yeah, I go through things and I'll tackle things as they come up. But I've been through some stuff like everyone, and I just power on through. Boom, just like this performance that I'm 100% not ready to do. Where is the one with all my? No. Okay, calm before the storm. Let's go. I was just gonna do the intro, but I'll probably do the outro too, just because. Um, And I do not usually tune my guitar down. So, in fact, when I've worked on this song in the past, because this is not my first time working on this song, when I've worked on it in the past, I have just not tuned it down. This is a very appropriate shirt for this. Okay. Oh, no! Oh, I don't know how fast I should actually go. Ah! Okay. I need to practice that some more. But I have gotten better. I can not play it anywhere near tempo because these are all supposed to be 16th notes. And then the outro is. yeah, that was the intro and the outro to Calm Before the Storm. They're basically here, I'll play this so you know how fast it's supposed to go. Yeah, and
we have journeyed for so long, many seasons have passed by, so we'll be there.
Ibrahim.
This is just the calm before the storm begins. Oh, dragon, we have to win. Life give us strength. The storm draws near. Brave men ride on.
Anyway, I don't want anything flagged for copyright, so I'm take that, YouTube. All I did was play it. It's 16 notes. A quarter note equals 72. I just this is on Songster. I prefer somewhere I have the file for Guitar Pro, and I could actually slow it. That's how I had been learning it. I had been pulling it up in Guitar Pro and then playing it at like half speed, actually playing along with it. So but yeah, next performance. I think next performance I'm going to what do I want to perform next? One second, Cupcake. Next performance, I want to sing Roundabout by Yes. Let's do it. For those who don't know, Roundabout, one, it's a very long song. Not nearly as long as Train Kept Rollin', which anyone who's played that, the guitar part on Rock Band knows that there's like 7 guitar solos in that song. But Roundabout is, I love it because I was really turned on to it and really love it because of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It just that is a show that I just could not skip the ending credits for ever because every song they picked was a banger. So good. Anyway, pick what to talk about. Oh, I got the next performance. I'm bad at picking what to talk about. Was I supposed to be picking topics to talk about this whole time? Whoops. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to make I lied. I'm going to do Alright, so I'm going to pick talking points and performances for the next 4 weeks. That is my goal, one of my goals for the week. Yeah, because I suck at picking talking points. Oh, I finally started doing that's the other thing. Depression and anxiety can be major motivators. So I've been tossing around a book idea for a while, and it was just sort of ideas that I would just write down and add to, but with what happened this week, I actually started drafting an outline for it. So I guess I need to contact some author friends this week. No, I'm not adding any more week goals. Like, until the exercise 3-day goal happens, like, and I'm actually doing Ring Fit Adventure or an exercise regularly that gives me the endorphins I need to function, I'm not adding other things. I'm just going to replace things that get completed. I'm going to keep it as 3 to 4 week goals until I start exercising again and I get the endorphins I need to function for that little guy and that big guy. You want a hug? It's so funny. Why are hugs funny? Okay. I'm going to leave it here for this week. Once again, no viewers. Don't care. I've got one, and he's in the past and present, and the present and future. Man, that got weebly wobbly timey wimey real quick. Ah, where's my Sonic? Not that Sonic. I meant my Sonic screwdriver. I will give you a hug. Okay, have a lovely evening, everyone. And Cupcake, I love you. I love you. I'm gonna go give you a hug, Cupcake. Have a great night.